The Knicks and the Pacers are facing off in the conference finals for the fourth time. That is tied for the most meetings between opponents in this round of the playoffs since conferences were established in the early 1970s. And the last time they met in the conference finals was 2000. Both teams got here by knocking out the top two seeds in the East. So Stephen A., I know your heart is going to be in the Garden. What is the one thing here that's going to decide this series?
Karl-Anthony Towns. I'm going to go with that name.
Okay.
I expect Jalen Brunson to be the star that he is since arriving in the New York Knicks, leading scorer 30 points per game in the postseason. I expect the New York Knicks defense to show up because they have to. They have no choice, okay? Because Indiana can play. Karl-Anthony Towns, I don't care whether it's posted up inside. I don't care whether it's resembling the self-proclaimed best shooting big man in the game that he swears he is. He has got to show up and help out Jalen Brunson because Indiana can score. Even when they're struggling, they're going to still manage to put up some points because they're deep enough to do it with Nembhard, Neesmith, Halliburton, everything. Jalen Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns have to answer the call, and they will. And they will.
Karl-Anthony Towns was in the conference finals with this Minnesota Timberwolves team just a year ago. Michael Malone, be very careful how you answer this question because you can see that this is personal for Stephen A.
No, you can answer it.
This is a little bit emotional for Stephen A., but what's this series going to come down to?
I'll tell you what, Indiana attacks you both offensively and defensively. One of the fastest pace of play teams, and they do that not just off misses and turnovers, but after makes as well. The thing that Tom Thibodeau and that New York Knicks defense has to worry about is the Indiana Pacers are number one, Malika, in three-point shooting in the playoffs. They have a lot of guys shooting north of 40% from three. Can they find a way to build off their defense from Game 6 in the Garden and slow down a team that is firing on all cylinders in Indiana?
I was hoping he didn't remember that stat.
In clutch time, there's two excellent players in this series in Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson. Is there one coach that's harder to game plan for?
Well, I think Rick Carlisle is a great coach. He's won a championship in Dallas years ago. Is constantly evolving. And then Tom Thibodeau, a guy that I've worked with in New York, I think is one of the best coaches in the business.
I made a crucial mistake in calling him Jalen Brunson. On this show, Perk, what do we refer to him as?
His name Big Body Brunson.
There you go.
Yeah, Big Body Brunson. And look, he's going to handle his business. I'm not worried about him. Stephen A. is right on Karl-Anthony Towns. He do need to win that matchup against Miles Turner because Miles Turner don't get enough credit. He's leading the postseason in block shots. He's doing a hell of a job offensively, shooting the tray ball and taking advantage of mismatches. But I'm looking at OG Anunoby and that matchup with him and Pascal Siakam. He has to shut that water off. When OG Anunoby is on his best game, when he scores 20 or more, they're undefeated in the postseason. So I'm looking at OG, the ultimate 3-and-D guy, to be the game changer and the X factor in this series.
Yeah, look, two very different styles, right? Halliburton can have a bad game, and the Pacers can still win. If Brunson has a bad game, there is no chance the Knicks are winning. He has to score. Halliburton's more of a distributor. Yes, it's true. If Brunson has a bad game,
Stephen A's face.
Stephen A's face. I don't know why I looked over there. I should just stay with these people, Malika, Coach, and Perk. Look, here's an interesting thing. Health, right? Who are the teams that are left? The healthy teams. We've seen a lot of injuries take a lot of teams out of the playoffs. The Knicks play 7 guys.
Is the Knicks' margin for error just smaller than Indiana?
Yeah, look, Indiana, they got 10 guys, and 10 guys that can play. And you've been saying all year the Knicks don't have a bench, so I don't know what you're talking about.
It is a small margin of error. You are absolutely right. But I saw Mikal Bridges come on strong, and they be able to win. I saw Karl-Anthony Towns come on strong, and they be able to win. It is possible that the New York Knicks can win because somebody steps up and propels them to a victory.
So, Coach, to your point about the pace, right? You think about the habits that the New York Knicks have, right? Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson. We talked about this earlier behind the scenes. They love to crash the offensive glass. This is not the time for them to go for the offensive glass. They got to get back, and you called it, get back and get your feet set.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Home court advantage really matters in this postseason, right? This is why I got OKC picked to win this series, and this is why I got the New York Knicks picked to win the series in New York. because both of those fan bases are going to help those teams win games at home when it matters the most.
Well, New York, their fan base is hoping to have another championship delivered to that city. They already had champions in the WNBA. Our next WNBA game right here on the ESPN family of networks is Tuesday, June 3rd.